Hello there, you're now with me, Douglas Elliott, for TVS News at 5. It's Saturday, August 27th. Let's begin with our top story. Parti Pusaka Bumiputra Bersatu PBB is not forcing any of its incumbents to step down to make way for new faces in the upcoming general election. In fact, its president Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Oping said that the party has a healthy culture of voluntarily giving way to young blood. While admitting that some have conveyed their interest to step down, Abang Johari declined to name any.
Ada yang PBB tu sikitnya bagus. Kita dalam PBB. Apabila kita rasa dah cukup, khidmat dah cukup, secara volunteer mundur diri. Murid dengan orang muda. Kita seek divorce.
Abang Johari said this after handing over land titles, compensation and house keys to the household moving to Darul Hana on Saturday. However, when asked on the number of PBB incumbents not contesting, the Premier declined to comment and told the media that it will be announced once the election is called. Currently, PBB holds 14 out of the 31 parliamentary seats in Sarawak.
Perikatan Nasional Chairman Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin reminded Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob to consult with the party first before setting a date for the upcoming 15th general election. Speaking at the Perikatan Convention on Saturday, the former Prime Minister said that this is to respect the agreement made between the two earlier, as the coalition also forms part of the current government.
Nonetheless, Muhyiddin also asserted that Perikatan Nasional is ready should the general election is to be called anytime soon. During the convention, Muhyiddin also confidently told the audience that the coalition is able to win in the election and urged voters to choose wisely. He noted that when he was the Prime Minister, the Perikatan government's focus was only to help the people go through the difficult tribulation of the COVID-19 pandemic. Also present at the convention were leaders from Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia, Gerakan, PAS, Parti Solidariti Tanah Airku, Sabah Star, and Sabah Progressive Party SAPP.
The Malaysian government will ensure that the digitalization agenda, mainly the use of e-wallets, is expanded to the rural areas. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said that the agenda will be done through the Retail Sector Digitalisation Initiative, or ReDI, which is spearheaded by the Domestic Trade and Consumers Affairs Ministry, or KPDN-HEP. It is a proactive move in creating an inclusive digital community supported by Bank Negara Malaysia.
Bagi memastikan agenda digitalisasi khususnya penggunaan e-dompet dalam kalangan para pengguna dan peniaga akan diperluaskan ke kawasan luar bandar, termasuklah kita juga. Bagi menggalakkan pembayaran wang tunai ini, kerajaan menawarkan inisiatif e-voucher program jualan Malaysia dengan peruntukan RM2 juta mulai 30 Ogos 2022 sehingga 31 Disember 2022. Dan e-voucher boleh dimuat turun melalui aplikasi My Sales Tracker KPDN-HEP.
Ismail Sabri added that there is a wide gap in cashless payments between the urban and rural areas, as the government wants the rural population not to be left out of the digital advancement. Ismail Sabri said this while speaking at the launch of the national level ReDI program and the rebranding of the Jualan Murah Keluarga Malaysia JMKM program on Saturday. Also present were the Minister of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs, Datuk Seri Alexander Nantalinggi, Director General of the Public Services, Datuk Seri Muhammad Syafiq Abdullah, KPDN-HEP, Secretary General Dato' Azman Muhammad Yusof, and Pahang Public Works, Transport and Health Committee Chairman Dato' Seri Nurul Lazali Sulaiman.
A family of 5 was made homeless after the single-story wooden house at Jalan Engguang, Sungai Bidut in Cebu was destroyed by an early morning fire on Saturday. According to Cebu Central Bomba Chief Abdul Muttalib Jaffa, a distress call was received at around 12:59 a.m. and a team of 13 firefighting personnel was dispatched to the scene. However, the wooden structure was razed to the ground in the incident. Thankfully, no injuries or casualties were reported. The fire also consumed an MPV and 3 motorcycles parked in front of the house. The cause of the fire and the total losses are yet to be determined. This week, we dove into the topic of entertainment and the performing arts industry in Sarawak, and whether or not it is a viable career option for many. And while the industry is thriving, the sustainability of the sector is still under much scrutiny. Earlier this week, we spoke with a few members of the performing arts community, and here's a recap of our interview with local poet and co-founder of Wordsmith Kuching, McLean Patrick. The public plays an important role in the effort to rejuvenate the art scene and for the sector to thrive, and it takes two to tango.
We need the public to support that. We need the public to say, hey, here's some money because I appreciate your art and I really want you to continue doing what you are doing. So that, I think, is the most practical way to support any artist in any art field. So when you have a local artist putting up a show and they have a ticket price, an admission price, pay for the ticket price, pay for the admission price, go and watch the art. Whether it's good or bad, that's everyone has a point of view, but you pay for it, and when you pay to watch the particular event or the art, you also now have the right to critique or to give feedback to that artist because, hey, you paid the admission price. So I think that's only fair, right? So if, say, you watch art for free and yet you are the biggest critique, I don't think it's fair on the artist, I don't think it's fair. So the best way to support, whether it's in a critical manner or in a very positive manner, is still pay the price or the value of what you or what the artist believes the art is worth.
McLean also stressed that it is important for artists to leverage on digital platforms apart from conservative approach.
I do think that in Malaysia, there are more artists who are going online and thinking of online exhibitions than we believe. Because I think they're just not out there yet. They just haven't come out and really hit the scene. But it is happening. It is happening, and it is driven by younger artists. It's driven by more independent artists because one, it's really low cost but high impact, and your reach is so much bigger. When you go online, the world is your.
Welcome back. Malaysia is in support of the Rohingya community as they struggle to return to their home country Myanmar as citizens. Foreign Minister Dato Sri Saifuddin Abdullah said that the international community should not forget the plight of the Rohingya, which accounts for 1 million refugees in several countries, including Malaysia.
Saifuddin added that Malaysia is also supportive of the efforts of the Rohingya who work together with National Unity Government (NUG) and Myanmar's National Unity Consultative Council (NUCC), which aims to restore normal life and democracy in Myanmar. Saifuddin, who is also Indira Mahkota's MP, told that he has participated in multiple events organized by the Rohingya community, such as the 5th anniversary of the genocide of the Rohingya population that occurred in 2017. Mass number of Rohingya began fleeing the country on August 25, 2017, after the Myanmar army launched an operation that kills, raped, and tortures the Muslim community in Myanmar.
U.S. biotechnology company Moderna is suing rivals Pfizer and BioNTech for supposed patent infringement in the development of the first COVID-19 vaccine approved in the United States. The company alleged that they copied technology that Moderna had developed years before the pandemic. The lawsuits set up a high-stakes showdown between the leading COVID-19 vaccine manufacturers that are a key tool in the fight against the disease.
Following the news, Pfizer's shares fell 1.4% before the bell, while BioNTech was down about 2% on Friday. The lawsuit, which seeks undetermined monetary damages, was filed in U.S. District Court in Massachusetts and the Regional Court of Dusseldorf in Germany. Moderna claimed that Pfizer and BioNTech unlawfully copied Moderna's inventions, and they have continued to use them without permission. Moderna uses its mRNA technology platform to develop medicines that could treat and prevent infectious diseases like influenza and HIV, as well as autoimmune and cardiovascular diseases and rare forms of cancer. The mRNA technology differs from that of traditional vaccines as it does not use any live virus and it produces spike protein that our body cells could fight. Moderna on its own and the partnership of Pfizer and BioNTech were two of the first groups to develop a vaccine for the novel coronavirus. In response, Pfizer and BioNTech said they have not fully reviewed the complaint but expressed surprise over the litigation.
That's the quarter-hour update on News at 5. See you real closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates, both locally and internationally, just a click away by visiting our official website, tvstv.my, or follow us on our social media. I'm Douglas Elliott. Thank you so much for watching.